Hey guys, okay, this is my fourth time doing this video. I hope it goes through. The clarity, I hope it's good because I'm tired of doing this video over and over. Every time I try to do it, it don't come out right. It gets cut. I try to download this fancy video editor thing and it just, oh child, I'm tired. Okay, so this video is about the Hesi, right? I'm going to be talking about my personal opinion and my experience with the Hesi. So I took it 4 times, which if you actually followed my previous videos, I've taken it 4 times, okay? So if you've taken it more than once, don't give up. It's gonna be all right. But you gotta be persistent, because if this is what you want, then you gotta keep pushing. You can't stop. Okay, you are able to take it more than once. So just having the opportunity alone to even take it over is a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Because these schools are rough. They could easily be like, well, you only got one shot and that's it. But thank God you can take it more than once, you know? So don't give up. Don't give up, okay? If I didn't give up, please do not give up. I know it's easy said than done, but I was in the same boat, man. Like, when I tell you I'm not a good test taker, I'm not kidding you. I'm not a good test taker. I'm not a good test taker, especially if a test has multiple subjects on it. Then it sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it hard, yo. Like multiple subjects. Come on now, 7 subjects. Freaking reading, vocabulary, grammar, chemistry, bio, anatomy, physiology, math. That's a lot. It's a lot to learn, and and freaking take on a test. Like it's a lot. So I understand, but don't let that stop you from doing what you got to do. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the math part of the HESI. The part that really got me going and confused was the conversions. When I saw that table, I was like, I don't know, like with me personally, like if I see something and it look hard, like my brain just shut down. It just shut down. I'm like, I ain't doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like even though I saw it in the book and I figured that it would be on the test, I guess I was hoping that they probably give me like one question and that was it. But I think the way the HESI works is if you don't answer something right, they give you more of it. So I kept getting it and getting it on the test, and I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all. So the first time around, I didn't pay the conversion table no mind. The second time, well, no, after the first time, I went online to Google to try to like get help with that, and I saw like more conversion stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is more stuff than what the book has. So that in itself threw me off again. I'm like, okay, what in the hell, like. So the second time around for the test, I didn't do good on that. Third time around, still didn't do good on that. After that, I was like, yo. Okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to memorize the table in the book. And when I tell you that worked for me, it worked. By me memorizing the table in the book, helped me get through the conversions on the test the fourth time. When I tell you I was banging that ish out, I was banging it out. It was like, wow, like, yo, all I had to do was just study this table. So that's my tip for conversions. Study the table in the book. And when I say book, I mean this book, which you probably know already. If you don't, then it's this book. It's called Hesi Admission Assessment. Now, I had the book, but I don't know where it's at. I know I didn't throw my book away because I spent money on it. It wasn't a lot, but it's still my money. You know what I mean? So I have actually a bunch of different books that I use as my resources, and I don't know where they are. Like, it's like I passed the test, got accepted into the program, and said, shh, threw everything to the side. And I don't even know where it's at. I tried to look for it before I did the video, can't find it. So I'm sorry I don't have the book to show you, but all you gotta do is Google it. And Hesi Admission Assessment. They now have the 4th edition as of last year. I don't know what the difference is. There probably is not really much of a difference, but I think you should be fine if you get the 3rd or the 4th, whichever one. So there's a conversion table in that book. Study that book. Memorize that table. I'm telling you, if you memorize it, you'll be good. Trust me. This is coming from a poor test taker. Yeah. Um, as far as the math goes again, it's pretty much exactly like the book. The fractions is just what you see. Just what you see. It may look a little different how the setup is on the actual test. I don't know, for some reason for me, the way something looks in a book and on the computer just looks different. You know what I mean? So, but either way it goes, study the fractions because there's a lot of it on the test. Okay. Um, there's decimals on there. What else is on that math test? I don't remember everything. There's a lot of questions. There's 55 questions on the math test. And all I can say about that is just study the math. However the book has it, that's exactly how it is on the test. Okay? So just remember that. Don't forget that. Just pace yourself. Take your time. Don't rush through it. With the Hesi, you have, what is it, 3.5, 5 hours, something like that. Take your time. It's not like the T's. You know, if you've taken the T's like myself, I've taken that 2 times, guys. That test is horrible. Like, oh my God, I hate that test. That test is the worst because with that test, you don't get a calculator and each section is timed. Like each section, like 30 minutes here, 45 over here. And with the Hesi, you know, it's like, yo, you got 5 hours or however many hours to take it, and you can spend as much time as you want on each section. There's no time limit for each section as long as you're done within those hours, whether it's 3.5 or 5, can't remember. Okay. So I think that's it for the math. Just memorize that conversion table in the back. Study your fractions and any other, and they got basic math. Like, yo, they literally have addition questions like, yo, 5 plus 5. Okay, maybe there's more numbers added to it, but you see what I'm saying. Like, they literally have regular addition questions and subtraction. So just study, okay? 55 questions, just get it done, okay? As far as the vocabulary on the, vocabulary on the test, I believe it's the vocabulary. In the back of the book for the the Hesi admission assessment, study that. Study those vocabulary words. Okay? No, all the words are not going to be in there, but I can guarantee you there's going to be some words from the back of that book on the test because I've seen it. I was like, boop, got that. I know that answer. Got that answer. Know what that is. So there's nothing like seeing something on a test and you know that answer. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, oh, I know that answer. I know that answer. Ooh, got that right. 2 points. And you just be adding up your points. Adding up your points. So, yeah, do that, okay? As far as the reading section, being the fact that I've taken this test mad times already, the only thing I can say about that is that if you've taken it multiple times, you'll notice that they use the same test, it seems like, I want to kind of say. Because I noticed that some of the same paragraphs, some of the same reading content that was in the first time I took it was in the second time I took it. Hint, hint. I don't know. I was like, wait a minute, this sounds real familiar. So it looks like they're using some of the same paragraphs or whatever, reading content. So, yeah. What else? What else? Science. Oh gosh, I don't even know how to talk about that. We all know science is very broad. There's so many questions out of a bank that they could give you. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really tell you, okay, well, you're going to have this specific question. It's not like the math where you know that, okay, this type of math is going to be on there, but the numbers are just different. Like, I can't tell you that about the science because they could be talking about something in particular, but it could be like a broad range of that something. You see what I'm saying? Like, ugh. So that is different. Now, what I will say is this: if you got a specific question, you could hit me up on the back channel, and I could like find my books and do a little digging and try to memorize some things that I may have remembered. I said that wrong. That made no sense. Can try to remember what may have possibly been on that test. It may not be the same question that you're gonna get, but it could give you an idea of what to look out for. Like I know I've heard people say that, study your tissues and this. Yeah, they're all gonna talk about tissues. So, but the exact question I can't really tell you. I can't wait to tell you the exact question, but just hit me up and I'll try to see what I can remember to give you an idea. The anatomy, I'm very disappointed because that's my favorite subject so far in science, and I did horrible on that because it's so broad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so broad, and the subject I hated the most, which is chemistry, I did the best on. It's ass backwards. So for me, it was like a hit or miss situation. I don't know, but honestly, personally, I feel like God was with me that day that I took that test the fourth time. Because when I tell you, I was looking at those questions in the science, and I was just like, I don't know this answer. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I took it and I hit that submit button, and I got that grade, I said, 84? Yeah. So I was doing real good. Like I was so surprised, man. I was tired. I was hungry. I ain't even eat nothing. Like, man, like really. I mean, just pray about it. I mean, it's not you. You're not stupid. It's just a lot of material at one time. You know what I'm saying? So if it's meant for you to pass, you're gonna pass. Because when I tell you, I'm telling you, I got a testimony, and I'm gonna talk about that later. When all is said and done, I'm gonna preach about my testimony, man. I'm telling you, I got a lot of stuff to tell y'all, and you're gonna be like, wow, like it ain't nothing but God. Like ain't nothing but God. But I will say about this test that I took for the fourth time. When I tell you, have you ever taken a test where you just sitting there and you just blank? Like every question you don't know the answer. You like, I don't know the answer. Like what? Now what's crazy is that when I took the chemistry the third time around, I was surprised. I was like, yo, I actually know the answers for this. It sounds like I understand this. But can't become the fourth time, I was like, I don't know these answers. Like it's just weird. The test is weird. It's like you feel like it's like 1 minute you feel like you know something and next you feel like you don't. So that's why I say it's like a hit or miss. Like, yo, I really can't tell you as far as the science part. The math part, like I said, is pretty much self-explanatory. Just stick to the book when it comes to that. But the science is so freaking broad, man. Like, ugh. So I got so lucky. I'm telling you, man, like, God was with me that day. Because I was sitting there to the point where I had stopped looking at the computer. And I was biting my nails. I was like, I'm not gonna pass this test. Oh my God. I'm like looking around at everybody else. And then people starting to get up. They walking out the room. I'm like, damn, they probably know what they doing because they getting up. That's the problem. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about nobody else, yo, because some of them probably didn't even pass the test. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I was the last person in that classroom. It was like about 30 of us in there taking the test. Normally, mind you, I've taken this test 4 times. So the first 3 times, it was only about like, I want to say 8 people. So we were in a small room. But this last time I took the test, it was so many people. I was like, damn, yo, like, I was kind of intimidated, like, damn, they probably gonna pass, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always think that somebody else is gonna do better than me. It's something I need to work on. But I was just like, damn, man, like, they just getting up, they just doing their thing, and I'm still sitting here. I'm still sitting there. I still sat there, but I freaking passed, yo. Like, it's crazy. Like, I be doubting myself, which is not good. And sometimes I be questioning God, like, what? Like, or questioning, was that God? It's just weird. Like, I'm like taking this test and I'm looking at these questions like, yo, I don't know the answer. I mean, some of them, don't get me wrong now, I knew some of the answers, but it felt like most of them I was just like, yo. And it's like I was afraid to hit that button. Like once I was done with the selections, I'm like, I don't want to hit that button. Because once you hit that button, they give you your results right away. And I kept hitting it. I kept passing. The only thing I didn't pass was that damn anatomy. But every other subject, it was like 84, 76, 80 this, 80 that. I was like, yo, because I don't really work good if I'm like tired and exhausted. So that's another thing. Make sure you get something to eat if you can. Make sure you get something in your system before you start that test because it's hard to focus when you're dehydrated and you don't have a full belly. But hmm, Refreshes your brain, right? My daughter says it helps refresh your brain when you eat and drink in the morning. So I say that to say this. Just keep going, okay? I know there's somebody out there, some of you out there who has taken this more than once and you flopped. Just because you flopped don't mean nothing. Just like Aaliyah said, dust yourself off and try again. Pick back up and keep going. I'm telling you from experience. I've sat back and watched other videos, okay? And saying, oh, she's saying that because that's her. I know you're probably saying that about yourself, but it's possible, yo. Like, I did it. I freaking did it, yo. Like, I'm here. Like, I'm in my program. I got my bag, y'all. I got my personalized. This is my own bag that I bought. Man, I'm so freaking happy. Like, you could do it. Don't let this test get to you, man. Don't let the test beat you. You beat the test. You got this, okay? If there's any detailed questions that you have about a specific subject, I will try to help you. I have a selective memory. Some things I can remember, some I can't. But just hit me up, okay? I'll help you if I can. But my tip is get a lot of resources. Some people are good at studying 2 weeks before and doing good. I can't do that. If you know that you're not good at that, don't even try it. Study in a way in advance if you need to. Get all your resources, okay? It's an investment, okay? I invested in this program. I really did. And it worked. It paid off. Those 6 months or 5 months that I was studying in the summertime, throughout the spring and summer, or summer and going into fall, it feels so good when something pays off. It feels so good. Because the whole time I'm studying now, I'm sitting here doubting myself, like, am I wasting my time? Like, what if I don't pass? But you know what? I mean, even though we're not supposed to do that, we shouldn't do that. It's just human nature. Like, you know what I'm saying? You to like have a little doubt in the back of your head. I mean, it's just normal. So I feel like, if you feel that way, it's okay. You're human. I'm human. But at the same time, still hold on to that ounce of hope, because it's possible. It's not impossible. Okay? It's not impossible. It's very much possible. But you have to want it, and you have to go after it, because ain't nobody gonna hand it to you, man. You gotta go after it. All right. So once again, if you have any questions, let me know. Just hit me up. I had one person ask me for my IG. I gave it to her. So if you want to send me a personal message, then let me know what you want to talk about, and I'll hit you back. All right. All right. Later.